Today we are going to talk about even more new updates from the brand new Princess app. Also, we all know you can never visit the same place twice, but we're going to talk about it and how that applies to cruising. Finally, one of our Let's Go family members has a great tip for us on how to be more well prepared for when your cruise ship misses a port. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Friday. It's December 29th of 2023, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and subscribe? We need to have you with us, and I think you need to be with us. Also, if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? That really helps us out, so thank you. Now let's start at the top with the Princess app. If you're new around here, today is Friday. Wednesday, December 27th is the day Princess released their new app. We were all anxiously awaiting it, so it was really fun to see it finally arrive. Now, if you missed my video from yesterday and the day before, you should go back and watch it. There's lots of great information that I shared with you there about the new app, and a whole lot that I covered, so don't miss that. But today, and here we are only 2 days from the introduction of the new app, we already have an update in the App Store. So let me tell you what is covered in that app, and we'll talk about it for a minute. It says this release addresses session timeout issues and the blue/green lane inconsistencies. It also goes on to say we are continuously monitoring your feedback and improving our experience. To ensure you have the latest features, please turn on automatic updates in your settings. So really quickly, if you don't have automatic updates turned on your phone or whatever device that you use, make sure you turn those on. I didn't used to have it on, and I could get so that I had like 99 updates, and that's ridiculous. And so just turn on the automatic updates, and then you'll never miss an update, and plus you won't have to go to the App Store or the Play Store every day to see if there's a new release on anything. So that's an important thing to remember. A lot of us have had the experience with the new app, as we've had with the old, that when you open it, it will spin and spin, or if you will be using it, then it will suddenly time out, and then you can't do what you were doing. That is supposed to be corrected with this. I did notice right off that the blue lane, green lane problem that we were having was fixed. My app is logged into our cruise on the Sun Princess on February 8th, so I hope you come with us. But anyway, we were green laned, even though we've not ordered our device, and we're not going to order it to be shipped to our home. We're just going to pick it up in the port. So we should never be green laned, and so that is fixed as well. Now we're showing up as blue laned. So it looks like clearly Princess is listening to everyone's experience and doing everything they can to address those as quickly as they can. Clearly, and if you didn't know this, I don't work for Princess. I only work for myself, but I love to go on Princess cruises, so I am really hopeful that they are working on this, and I really think they are. They want passengers to have a great whole experience, or they wouldn't have even gone to the trouble of introducing a new app. That's where I stand. So I think we've got a lot to look forward to with that. So I would say keep posting your comments of your experience under my videos. I actually think that helps. I think people read those. And then the other thing I would say is they have like an email, and it's at carnival.com, and you can send in like your questions, you can send in your comments and say this is just not working for me, and I would say definitely do that. And if you cannot get your app working the way that you want it to work, when you get on board the ship, go ahead and ask a crew member, because I honestly think Princess has done an excellent job of training their crew members to be able to help people. Of course, they've got the internet cafe. Of course, they've got customer service there. But I have seen crew members jump in to help with an app who you could ask your cabin steward, ask some of the other people, and they may be able to help you. And if they can't, they surely will get someone who can help you. So don't give up, okay? What I have found really helps the most is I literally have sat down with it a couple of times now and spent time really just going through, clicking on everything, clicking on it as far as you can go, seeing how everything works, seeing what's included, and I really think that that is the way to approach something new like this. But I really like it overall. It does work better for me than the old app does, and I still have the old app on my phone. And the other note I would give you is, it was, when it was first released, I noticed, and I found it because right when I wake up every morning, I would open the new app. I would open my phone and look at the app and see where we were, and it directed me to download the new app. But on that first day, if you went and searched for Princess Cruises in the App Store, it was way far down under several apps. But now it's right there with the old app, so you can download either one and use whichever one you want to, okay? Now, and we have not heard yet what day the old app is going to go away. They just say through early 2024, the old app will still be available. Okay, so I think that things are looking good with this. Let me know what you think. Yesterday, my title of my video clearly had a question mark. It was not a statement of to download the Princess app. I think that got missed a little bit, but I just wanted to catch everyone's attention and help them understand that it's nothing bad. There's no malware there. Everything is okay, and to not forget, if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it, and you can still go on a cruise and have a marvelous time. Alrighty. The other thing, a quick note here, along with that about the app, is we have, all of you are just wonderful, and it turns out that we have got a Let's Go family member who is an award-winning IT and software development person, and he was kind enough to send me an email. He posted it over on Facebook. Somehow Facebook tagged it as potential spam, so this morning Facebook gave Gordon the chance to okay it, and so this is also over on Facebook. But I just wanted to point out that he said that it is not a garbage app. He notices that people say the new Princess app doesn't work, and he said that's not the case, and I really appreciated him adding the information that the hidden app store testing began on November 24th. So they have tested it with a bunch of people for a month there. They did do a lot of updates, like with the fonts, with the graphics, with the code. Overall, it seems to work a little bit better. He pointed out there's really no new features yet, but I am really excited to see what they're going to roll out, and I'm so excited to see how it works once you're on board the ship. I'm thinking that's going to be a whole new world as well. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I don't think we need to worry about the app so much, but keep putting your comments down there, because I don't want to lightly skip over anyone that's having trouble with the app. So keep putting your comments, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, hopefully they'll fix the loyalty problem. I am hearing from so many people that their loyalty is wrong. Clearly they have fixed something a little bit with it. My loyalty is fixed, and I've heard a couple of other people's loyalty is fixed, but still so many people, their loyalty is wrong. And so don't think you're alone with that. Hopefully they'll get that working soon. Okay, so here is something a little bit more fun to talk about. Someone posted over on Facebook. You know that I'm following so closely the sailing of the Sapphire Princess in Antarctica, and so I really appreciate the videos and the photos and all of the comments you're putting. I really appreciate it. Somebody put a picture up and said this is the entrance to Deception Island. The Sapphire Princess is unable to enter the caldera because the ship is too large. And then she's like, it's been a wonderful sail toward and around the entrance. And then anyway, so here is what I want to tell you about, and how it really nudged me to talk about this with you today. And I want to hear from you in the comments about either places that you have been that was such a special voyage or trip other than cruising, and places that you have gone again and what your experience was that second time around. So when we went to Antarctica in 2020 on the Coral Princess, which is the same size of ship as the Sapphire Princess, we did get to sail into the caldera. I have goosebumps, and talking about that and remembering that day. And truly we had an amazing captain on that voyage, and I am sure this captain is just as amazing. But it lined up that we had the captain that we had, and the weather, and the tides, the wave, just everything was so that we could sail in. And it was an extraordinary experience. I'll talk to Gordon and make sure that if we don't have that footage up, he helps us get it up soon, because it was remarkable. Gordon went up on the top deck for a bunch of it. I stayed on our balcony for most of the time, and he just did an excellent job of like going around the whole thing. He would turn the ship so we all got views of the whole thing, and then clearly one side of, you were on a different side sailing in and out of the caldera. It was extraordinary. It was really, so if I get to go back to Antarctica again, I don't ever expect to get to sail into that caldera on that size of ship again. But that day, everything lined up just fine, like perfectly. One of those serendipitous moments where we got to go in. Now, let me tell you though, and this is really interesting as I thought about this, the people who were on this sailing on the Sapphire, they got way better view of Elephant Island and Shackleton Island than we did. It was really heavy fog, and our captain stayed as long as he could stay so that we could get a glimpse of Elephant Island and Shackleton Island there. But it was through a lot of fog that we saw it. And those of you who are on the Sapphire Princess right now, you got beautiful pictures of it. And so, there's always give and take. There are all these different things that happen when you're on a cruise. And so to me, it just makes it that much more exciting, and is so much more of a reminder to enjoy the day that and the place that you're in, and don't wish it was something else, but look at what you've got and make the best out of it. Because I remember when we were waiting at Elephant Island, we waited and waited and waited, and we kept looking, and finally the fog lifted enough, not too long before we really had to go in order to make the rest of the places that we had to be on time to be able to see everything, that it lifted enough that we were able to glimpse it. And so what an amazing voyage all of the people on the Sapphire Princess are having, and what an amazing voyage we had on the Coral. And we've got Let's Go family members who are going to be sailing on the Sapphire Princess on January 20th, and you know what, my heart is going with them. And you can do that with your heart. My heart can stay here with me, but I can also send it, because love works that way. But I am so excited to hear what their voyage, how that shapes up, and everything that they get to see. So just remember that. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be going to Antarctica. You can be going to Cabo San Lucas. You can be going to Miami. You can be going anywhere. And enjoy where you are, and take a look around, because the next time you come, things will be different, and you will be different. So I want to make sure you remember that. Finally, here's a great tip, okay? I had never thought of it this way. So we've got a Let's Go family member, and on a Princess cruise right now, and he decided to book the Enclave, so the thermal suite. Decided to do that, thought it would be fun, just did it. But anyway, he's on a 10-day Caribbean cruise. They're on day 2. The visit to Princess Key was canceled this morning because the seas were too choppy. So clearly they're in a warm weather place. He's like, so everybody is going down to the pool. The pool area is packed. But there in the Enclave, he's like, I was among about 24 people who enjoyed the steam rooms, hot stone beds, the well-jetted pool, aromatherapy, and anything else. And so he said the price for the 10-day pass was $250, which is about $50 more than he paid when he booked it. It's cheaper to book it before your cruise usually. So here's what I would tell you about the Enclave, or in the whole thermal suite thing on Princess. You can book it through the cruise personalizer. You just go under onboard services and then find the spa, and it's usually, I think, under like relaxation rooms or relaxation places, something like that. You go find it, and you can book it there for most cruises. Now, if it's not showing up there right when you get on the ship, go down to the spa and you can book it there. Now, the other important thing to remember about it is, say you have never been to the thermal suite, you're like, I don't even know what that entails. I don't know if I want to spend my money on that. On embarkation day, they are running tours the whole time. All you need to do is walk down to the spa and just say, I would like a tour, and they will show you everything. They'll take you through the thermal spa. They'll show you the treatment rooms for massages, for lasers, whatever they do to face, teeth whitening, hair stuff. They'll give you the grand tour. So just go tell them that you want to see that, and then that way you can decide what you want to do, because You know what? It depends from ship to ship. The thermal suite that is on like the Royal class ships, like your Royal Princess, your Regal Princess, and on like Sky Princess, Enchanted Princess, all Discovery Princess, all the bigger ships, is different than what the thermal suite is like on the smaller ships. And even between the smaller ships, it can vary a lot. So just a heads up about that. When we were on the Island Princess, their spa, I would not book that. I'm not that much of a spa person anyway. I don't have the tendency to relax, but Gordon does. And so he booked it. He loved it on the Westerdam on Holland America in May. And but the one on the Island Princess wasn't even one he would want to do. So why am I telling you this? It's so that if you have not seen it on that ship, on the big ships, I think you're safe. But if you'd like to see it, go on the tour. But on the smaller ships, I would definitely take a look and see what it is, or watch some videos and see what it is before you book it. But that's a great tip, because then you're in there enjoying that while everybody else, the whole ship, is trying to use the pool at the same time. So just a heads up for you. Let me know if this has ever worked for you, and I would love to hear from you. If you could share in the comments like which ship you've been on, what you thought of the thermal spa, the thermal suite and everything. That'll help a lot of people try to decide what to do. And I will look back and make sure that we have got our ship tours like of this spa that we do on embarkation day. I'll make sure that we've got the ones up that we've got, so that you can follow along and see those. Those never seem to get as many views, so those aren't really at the top of our list of what we worry about, but I know that they're valuable to the people that want to see them. So I look forward to reading your comments. Thanks for being here with us. I already know what I'm going to talk to you about tomorrow, and I'm sure some more things will come up. So I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.